Welcome to another episode of Frequency Healing Experience with David Wong. It is Thursday, and we're having a awesome rainy weather here in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Let me know where you're from. Shout it out in the comments. Let me know what city, what city, not what shitty, what city, and what state, what country you're from, and let me know how you guys are feeling right now. Hey, Richard, welcome. How's it going? You speak of frequencies. What's this about? Hello, Houston, Texas. I was just in Texas a couple days ago in Dallas. Who's here from Texas? Connecticut, New Britain, welcome. Jade Buddha. Yes, Jade Buddha it is. Sharp eye you have. It is a Jade Buddha. How did Texas go? Texas went amazing. I'll talk about that in this live. And while you're here, make sure you hit the screen, tap the screen, shoot me some hearts and likes. I don't see many. I see 0 likes on one of my channels right now. So make sure you shoot the lights here. Hey, Houston. Welcome. Lots of people from Houston and Texas. That's great. Who's from California? Say hello. Give me a wave. Hey, Demisi, I know you're from California. Who's here from Florida? Anyone? All right. San Juan Islands. Yes, welcome back. Chicago, welcome. Okay. So somebody asked, what is frequency? That's a big loaded question, isn't it? So we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about spirituality, frequencies, quantum physics, like we did in the last couple of sessions. I think you guys like it, right? How do you guys like my talks about quantum physics, spirituality, and frequencies and how it ties the two together? You guys interested in learning about that? Or do you just want to listen to this music? Okay. So we're going to talk about the concept of spirituality and connection of frequencies and quantum physics. So first of all, what is frequency? Okay. Well, mathematically speaking, frequency is a rate. So a number of times something happens in a second. So if it's 1 time per second, then it's 1 hertz, right? If it's 2 times per second, then it's 2 hertz. HERTZ, hertz. If it's 100 times a second, it's 100 hertz. So that's the basic of sound frequencies and how they're measured with math or basically with science. So, but that's just only one kind of frequencies, right? Who here can list some other kinds of frequencies other than sound frequencies? Well, there's also light frequencies, right? Light frequencies have different wavelengths. They're measured in nanometers, and how that works is they're going to measure how many times it goes up and down within a nanometer, which is like, I don't know, like 100,000th of meter, so really small. So they're measuring how many times that light wave bounces up and down within that um, uh, little space. So they're measuring nanometers. So depending on what color it is, every color has a different wavelength, or invisible colors such as infrared or with infrared we can measure them, but we can't really see them. Right? We all know about infrared light. Actually, a lot. Most of us do. Okay, so that's another way of measuring frequencies: infrared or visible light in the spectrum, which is RGB or purple up to green, blue, green. All the colors of the rainbow, basically. What's another way of measuring frequency? Anybody? Music. Yes, music is a type of sound wave which is also measured in in hertz mainly. What else is a frequency? Well, you know what else have they have in music? Is rhythm, right? Beats per second, beats per minute, BPM. Very simple, BPM. How many beats happen in a second? That's also a rate. Okay, a rate means a certain number over another certain number. So it's a ratio. Whenever you divide one number over another number, it becomes a ratio. Okay, what's another way? There's also magnetic waves. So magnetic waves can be also measured. Right, magnetic waves. Where do we get magnetic waves from? We get magnetic waves every day from Earth. You know, Earth has a magnetic field. And that's why you're standing on the ground, right? If there's no gravity, then you'll be flying into space, right? So Earth has a magnetic field, and guess what shape it is in? It's in the torus. It's in the torus. What's a torus? This is in the shape of a torus. And voltage. I don't know if voltage is. Yeah, voltage is probably a rate too. The amount of volts per second, volt volts per second. I think it's a rate that turns into power, right? I forgot. I used to study in physics in high school. There's like power equals voltage times time, something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe one of you guys can correct me. But yeah, voltage could be a rate also. So basically, that everything that happens is a rate, is a ratio. And what else happens is a ratio. Can you guys tell me? Okay, all the bandwidths, all the way that we communicate, are all have frequencies, such as your cell phones has the frequencies, the 5G, 4G. Those are our frequencies, right? Bandwidth, okay. Your landline, which is wireless, is 2.4 gigahertz most of the time, right? 2.4 gigahertz. Wi-Fi, I don't know how many hertz that is, but basically it's all about frequency. Okay, so what does it have to do with you? Well, if you go down to the most basic, lowest foundational level of reality, everything is frequency. And Nikola Tesla said that if science begins to study non-physical phenomenon, we're going to achieve more in 10 years than we achieved in the decades and the centuries of science before it. And he's also said that the secret of the universe is frequency, energy, and vibration. So the foundation of everything as we know it is frequency. So do you think that we are actually solid matter, or are we primarily energy in empty space? While you think about that, Oh Hollywood says, am I supposed to be healing the frequencies from the coil? No, the coils don't make any sounds. They're silent. But you can connect a splitter to your power kit and connect headphones to one side so you can listen to the sounds of the frequencies while you have this on the other side and get the magnetic frequency on the other side. So you can get both. Can we change matter with frequency? Of course you can. Happens all the time, right? If you look at some cymatics, basically they're playing sound frequencies onto water, and then it makes different patterns based on the frequency of the sound. Okay, so you can the change the shape of matter, such as water, with sound. That's very clearly done. Um, can you change matter with frequency in other ways? That's not like, probably that's how they do it when they are making chemical reactions. They probably use, like, for example, the new fusion reactors that they just discovered, they announced, what are they using to cause that reaction in the fusion reactors? They're actually shooting a laser. They're using a laser to create a like this cheap energy that we're going to be seeing in the next 20 years. That's going to replace nuclear, replace everything, right? Fusion energy. So they shoot a laser. So the laser has to have a frequency in order to activate that fusion reaction. So yes, you can probably change matter. You can produce energy, manipulate energy with the right frequency. Okay. So yes, it is. So that's right. You guys are right. We're mostly empty space. If you take a look at an atom, there's a nucleus, there's electrons, protons. But if you actually measure how big those nucleus are and the electrons, they're tiny, tiny, tiny little things compared to the amount of space that they take up. So the atom itself is primarily just empty space. And we're all made of atoms. So basically, we're all primarily just empty space. So how does empty space become consciousness? Like, how does empty space manipulate or change or alter empty space? Because that's what we're doing, right? We use our minds and consciousness in order to create things. How do we do that? How's empty space aware of itself? How are you aware of yourself when you're mostly empty space? So that's a very profound question, and it goes down to frequency. Once again, frequency. And we talked about atoms, right? So electrons, electrons spinning around the atom, those are also frequencies. Okay, so basically everything's frequency, energy, and vibration. That's proven by science. So how can you use this, and how does it connect to spirituality? Well, we talked about this last time, and how they're connected, because people think that um, spirituality is anti-science and science is anti-spirituality. That's actually a myth, because they actually have a lot of common ground, whether you know it or not. Just reading back some chats here. NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes has photographic memory. He says he's able to learn things just by seeing and hearing them one time, and he can instantly recall those things as well. I wanted to be able to do that. Can Qi Coil's tech do this? We do have brain enhancement technology, frequencies that improve the way your brain works. So we do have those. We have frequencies that improve activate your third eye. Okay. We do have frequencies that improve memory. I don't know if it will give you photographic memory, because that's probably something genetic, and it could be something that's the person has a talent for. It's quite rare to have that. But our frequencies will help you to um, maximize and lock your human potential. So I don't know what your potential is, but it's definitely very vast. It's very, very huge potential that you have. I don't know if your potential is in photographic memory. Not everybody has that, but definitely once you just start using coil, will maximize whatever potential that you have. And if you do want to train yourself to have photographic memory, it can be trained as well. And these frequencies and our technology can help you accelerate that learning curve. Okay. Hope that answers the question. Do you basically change matter when you heal yourself? Uh, you can say that, right? I don't like. What do you mean by changing matter? It's kind of like a general concept. If you're thinking about how I change my body, like transform my body, I did that, and many of the people who use our technologies do that. They transform their bodies. Like you can see, like them losing a lot of weight. They look a lot younger. Some of them grow hair back. Like I grew my hair back. I had a bald spot on my head, and I grew it back. And then even the hair doctors, the hair transplant doctors, they're very impressed with my hair and how thick it is. So, and I also healed myself from an incurable disease I had for 10 years. So you can say I transformed my body from a state of sickness into a state of health. So you can say that frequencies can do that. We will miss the mark in the future when it comes to electric fusion. What do you mean? Seven hermetic principles applied equally with our spiritual connection. Starter where when I have the frequency playing, I just keep the coil next to you. Yes, that's what you do. Just keep the coil next to you. That's all you need to do. There's nothing else you need to do. Just turn it on and just keep it next to you, like this. So this is not plugged in, but once you plug in, Play the frequencies. You can wear it around your neck. This can be, actually, it matches my outfit today. I can just wear this, and you can just wear one of these, plug it in, and then you got that energy going through your body and your mind. That's how it works. Super simple. What was I saying? So what are the connections between um, where did I put that? What's the connection between quantum physics and spirituality? I had the notes somewhere before, but basically the first one is, what is it? Where's my notes? Okay, one of them I remember was the holographic nature of the universe, right? So quantum physics postulates that the universe is holographic. That means if you take one point or one point in space, it actually contains the blueprint or contains in itself the entire universe as well. So we live in a holographic universe, and that's how the concept of multiple dimensions also come in. That scientists are now proving or basically theorizing that there exist multiple dimensions. So and that's tied into the holographic universe. So that means that we're all every holographic. So every point in space has within itself the blueprint for the entire universe, and vice versa. So if quantum physics says that, it's very similar to what spirituality says. Is that, you know, as above, so below, right? It says in the Bible. So it's basically that everything's connected. Everything is a representation of the whole. Okay, and another concept is that we are all connected. The interconnectedness of the universe, right? Uh, this is how they explain psychic phenomena. You know, people who can uh, see into other places. They call it remote viewing. Right? Even the U.S. government spend tens of millions of dollars researching remote viewing, and there's still people today who practice remote viewing. And the most probably guy, Ingo Swan, you can read about it. He was hired by the government, and he's able to pinpoint or describe what other locations look like without being there. For example, he was able to describe uh, the planet Uranus before the satellites actually got there to take pictures of it. Like before the satellite got there, he explained that Uranus has a ring around it, and described like what the surface was like. And then when the satellite, and then down here on Earth with the telescopes, they couldn't see any ring on Uranus because they weren't close enough. But when the satellite got closer to the planet, they actually did find that Uranus actually has rings around it. So so there's many of these instances where Ingo Swann was able to see into remote places without physically going there. So basically, uses his consciousness to connect to these places and see in those places. And he's able to see. It doesn't have to be present time too. You can actually see into the past and future. Basically, you don't have to believe it. You can think this is all cuckoo and woo woo stuff, but it's actually documented very extensively by the U.S. government of these experiments and actually the success that they got from it. So don't take it from me. This is what the government's telling us happened. So, um, so how does it happen? Well, it's because, well, our consciousness and the universe is entirely is connected. So the present, past, and future, we're all connected. The whole universe is connected. So it's not too far. It's uh, not too much of a leap for us to be able to basically see anywhere we want, because if our consciousness is connected to the universe, we can just jump to wherever we want and send our consciousness to wherever we want. That's the concept. So, and in spirituality, um, through many religions, that's that's what they do, because if somebody prays for a person, like Jesus said, this is one person who came to Jesus one time and says, "Oh, please heal my father or brother. I don't know who it was. Heal my family member." And then Jesus told him, well, because you came here, your brother is healed. And then I think the guy said, but he's not even here. And Jesus says, no, your faith has healed you. So he went home and he found his brothers healed. So Jesus did remote healing. He didn't, people didn't have to bring, I mean, obviously people brought people to Jesus and then he healed them. But he was able to heal people remotely too, which, also ties into the concept of how the universe is um, is all connected and that we're all connected and our consciousness can be sent anywhere. In that instance, in the Bible, Jesus was able to send that energy, this healing energy, somewhere else. Okay, so how far does this go? How far can you send healing energy? Well, there's actually been scientific experiments done with Qigong masters, people who practice Qigong, which is a Chinese ancient healing art. And this person was able to um, basically send energy into mice to prevent mice from um, dying from cancer. And they did, experiment with different groups of mice. Like this group would have cancer. They actually inject cancer in these mice. It's actually pretty sad, but that's what they did. And then they inject cancer in another group of mice, and they told them, okay, for this group of mice, don't do anything. For this group of mice, I want you to send your healing energy. So guess what? The the group with the group of mice with cancer that didn't get the healing, they died sooner. The other group of mice that got the energy healing, they actually reduced the amount of cancer in the mice. And this guy, all he did was just use his mind to send energy to these mice. But that's not the interesting part. That's not the mind blowing part. That's already pretty mind blowing. But here's going to blow your mind even more. He wasn't even in the same room to do that. He wasn't even in the same city. He was 3,000 miles away in another city and sending his energy to these mice or these two different groups of mice. And then that was able to occur. So basically, if you can understand how the universe works, is that we're all connected and that we can send our consciousness are not limited by our physical bodies. Okay, I'm just going to drop some weight on that. Our consciousness is not limited within our physical bodies or our physical brains. And in fact, we have more than one brain. Okay, we think that we only have this brain in our skull, but we also have a heart mind, a heart brain, and we also have our gut brain, right? We call it Dantan, you got like heart mind. Because there's these bundles of nerves in our hearts that is similar, basically identical to the nerves in our brain. And we also have enough nerve endings in our gut to be as much as our brain. So we actually have two other minds in our body, and we also have our higher mind, okay, that is outside of our body as well. So my Rife is connected to a Qi coil. I can't wear around your neck like you do. Well, if you have the wireless power kit, you just need this, right? So this connects to Bluetooth, and the wire connects. You just connect the wire to the coil, and this you can put in your pocket, and there you got wireless, right? So if you have a phone or you have a tablet, you can just connect to this by Bluetooth, and you can still walk around wirelessly um, with the Qi coil. So that's what the lanyards are for. These neck straps are for. Can we use Qi coil tech to remotely help people? Good question. Now, you know, like the direction I'm going is I want to get into the medical world, right? That's why we have so many doctors and physicians, chiropractors and surgeons and like naturopathic doctors using integrative practices using our technology. Okay, so I don't want to push our technology and what it can do too far, because you can push it too far and say, oh yeah, I can send energy anywhere with this coil, you can heal people from thousands of miles away. Then people shut off, right? They're gonna turn their minds off and say, oh, this is just some woo woo quack stuff and then like snake oil. So I try to like avoid saying that because there's certain things that are cutting edge that there's the science and a lot of science behind, a lot of research behind it, such as PMF therapy, even Rife therapy, and people can accept that it's cutting edge, right? But once you go bleeding edge, it's just too far ahead of the times. Like the technology is just too advanced, and people there's not enough people that can accept that it's gonna work. It can work, even if it does work. A lot of people will not accept that it can work. So I don't want that to happen. Now we do have a technology that can, and another thing with a lot of people using devices to send energy to other people. I mean, there's something called the AO scan. It's been around for decades, and they do remote healing with it, and other technologies that use the same kind of software. I've tried them all. I've actually broken their software into pieces and then find out what they're doing. Basically, to summarize whether they work or not is it depends on the person. Okay, some people are more gifted psychically, if you want to say. And what I mean by that is they just have a natural ability to be able to have more intuition or to be more telepathic with people, read into situations better, um, detect people's energies. They're more sensitive to these subtle vibrations and energies. And those people, when they use technologies like that, uh, and does remote healing, they do better. They get more consistency. They can actually get a more consistent result. And whereas, whereas most people will basically get so-so results or no results at all. Okay, so it's not very reliable and not very consistent. That's why um, they're having like that group of people and that kind of technology. They're having a really hard time trying to convince the scientific community that it actually works and that it's actually based on science because it's just not consistent enough. Whereas, um, whereas these coils they're consistent because they don't rely on the person's ability. They just rely on the technology itself. You turn it on, it's the same frequency for everybody. Everybody gets the same amount of energy, more or less, and we have a predictable result of what it does to the body. So that's why technologies like the Qi coils and PMF therapy, where the person's there, they can be farther away from it, like 20 feet away, but still affect the person over time because you can measure the electromagnetic field from the coils. So that's the main difference. But if you say, okay, does it work for remote healing? Can it heal people remotely? Okay, for certain, you can try it, but I'm not gonna guarantee you yes, it works. Okay, it may work for some people, it may not work for some other people. Okay, so I'm not gonna make any claims that this can be used for the remote healing successfully and predictably. Like some people here say, yeah, I did. Does uh, does it help if I better in Wing Chun? Yes, it could. Yeah, it can help you become a better fighter. Athletes, definitely. We have lots of athletes using it. Because it enhances your mind, your reflexes, like your sensitivity, your speed, your power, strength. It enhances all those things. Okay. Can it help with posture and neck problems? It can. It can help. Yeah. Depending what's causing your posture and neck problems. Is it because of an injury, or is it because of lack of energy, or is it because of something else? Now, if it's because of an injury, Qi coils can help with inflammation. So, because the magnetic waves soothe your nerves and soothe your muscles and ligaments, it helps with inflammation. Yeah. So you had an accident. So you can definitely use this. There's a lot of research and a lot of studies and reports on PMF therapy and how it helps with wound healing, bone and ligaments and joints and recovery of those. So, but can I guarantee that Qi coils can do anything? I can't guarantee Qi coils will do anything. So you have to try it, and you have to, it's up to you to decide whether you want to try this or not. Okay, I can't make any medical claims, but I can say that there are reports that it does work, and there are lots of customers that actually use it, and they have a lot of success with that. Inflammation, yes, definitely helps with inflammation. Can I get the same results by using the Qi Coils with other frequency apps? Um, I don't know. I don't use other frequencies because we have so many on our app. We have over 10,000. I never had to use any other frequencies. But if you want to try other frequencies other than the ones we have, you can go ahead and do that. And so you don't ask me whether they'll work or not because I don't know what the frequencies they are and have never tried them. So what's the third way that okay? So holographic principle, non-locality, okay, which is basically that I just explained the non-locality principle, which is the universe is not local. It's not like one place is another. Like you're there and I'm here, and then Mars is over there and Earth is over here. Is that everything is at the same place at the same time? Everything is occurring in the same point of space at the same time because we can access it all in the same point of space. So it's non-local. Locality is an illusion. Okay, in reality is that everything's connected and we're all sharing the same singularity. Okay, so that's why people can see into other places. That's why you can send remote healing to other places because that person or that energy or whatever that is also where you are and you're also there. Everything's occurring in the same singularity. That's the concept of non-locality. So also the observer effect. I forgot this. The observer effect is that when we observe some electrons in some experiments, depending on whether there's an observer, it becomes a particle or a wave. So the electron changes its behavior depending on the presence of the observer, depending on the consciousness. So the consciousness, that postulates that the consciousness can affect reality, and that connects to spirituality, which is what what's the foundation of many people's beliefs, right? Because of prayer, meditation, primarily prayer and speaking to God, speaking to a higher power, is that our consciousness can affect and change what's going to happen in real life. So if you want to pray for somebody, for them to heal, that prayer is going to be heard by God or higher power or by whatever you believe in, and then you'll be able to change the reality and help that person heal. So that is the basis of a lot of spiritual belief, and it ties together with the observer effect. Is that our consciousness can change how electrons react in experiments. Hey, Queen Evangeline, I've experienced having a movie play out, and I can see a scene of danger is upon me. Please explain why. So you have spider senses. It's precognition is called. So our heart's actually scientifically proven to have precognition. Heart Math University they did these studies, and the experiment is done by showing many images to a person on a computer screen. Let's say there's 100 images. Some of them make you causes an emotional effect. Okay, like maybe it would be like an erotic image, or it could be like a tragic image, or gross image, or shocking image. And then there's some other images though that don't cause any effect. Okay, just like very neutral. Okay, so they would measure and the person when they go through these images, and whenever the image that has the emotional effect appears on the screen, then obviously the needles will start moving on on their device that measures the emotional response, right, from the person or their brain activity. And then when they show a regular neutral image, then the needle stays flat, right? So what they did was they connected sensors to the brain, but what they also did was connect sensors to the heart. So they have sensors on their brain and sensors on their heart. And what they found was that the brain responds, you know, about a couple seconds after the image comes up. Okay, it's pretty normal, right? But guess how fast the heart responded? Can anybody guess? Did it respond the same time the brain responded? Did it respond, let's say, faster 1 second before the brain responded, or was it even faster than that? And I'll explain what that is. Who thinks it's about the same time the brain responded? Anybody? The heart responded about the same time the brain responded. Okay. Who thinks that the brain responded a little bit faster, like a second faster, a couple seconds faster? Okay, somebody say instantly. So like at the moment, like 0 seconds. Who think it's 0 seconds? They responded like immediately when the image was shown. The heart was faster than their brain. Who thought that? Okay. If you thought those two, you're actually wrong because the heart responded before the image actually showed up. Pretty mind blowing, right? The heart responded, I think it's 5 seconds before the image even displayed on the screen. Yeah, a few seconds before the image even displayed on the screen. So the heart knew had precognition of the image before it even displayed, before it is displayed, and definitely way before the brain can process the image and have an emotional response or create an emotional response, right? So the brain is proven to have precognition. I mean, sorry, the heart has his precognition, and the heart has the largest electromagnetic field of all the organs in our body, which can be measured 10 or 20 feet away, depending on how powerful that person is, literally, right? So some people who are very powerful, they have really big magnetic fields, and some people who are less powerful, they have smaller ones. Basically, also same goes for people who are weaker or have more disease. They'll have a really small magnetic field, maybe even non-existent. People who are very resilient, very strong, um, that maybe even superhuman, they have huge magnetic fields from their hearts. So, so if you're saying that sometimes you have dreams or you have visions of what's going to happen, that's normal because everybody can do it. Maybe it's just for you, you have that special ability um, to make it happen more for you. So it's called precognition, and it's a psychic ability, and but it's proven that our bodies are all everybody can do it. You don't need to train it. All of us can do it. Um, but in order to make it conscious, like you consciously can see a vision, that needs training, or you can be natural like yourself. So I hope that explains to you. Do you honestly think I pay heart has feelings? I don't understand. Your heart has feelings. No, no, no. They actually have sensors. So they measure the heart reacting to the image. So it's not feelings they measure. They measure the actual electrical stimulation that or electrical pulses that came from the heart when when they before they showed the image. Okay, so basically the heart made a blip or sent a signal, which was detected by a device. Okay, this is so if you just go to heart math, okay, they explain the experiment and what they did. Okay, they don't measure feelings. No, they use scientific equipment and devices to measure certain readings from the heart and the brain. That's what happened. Okay, it's rare. It happens. I can't control it. How do I increase the ability? Do you want to increase the ability? Just meditation helps. You need to unlock your third eye. Your activate your pineal gland, and we have frequencies that do that. Actually, I was just using the other day. I was using a pineal gland frequency, and when you close your eyes, this is how you know your pineal gland is activated. You close your eyes, like get a eye mask that shuts off all the light, and then don't look at any light for some time. So this best time to do this when you like sleeping or taking a nap or nighttime when there's no light around. But put the eye mask on for a little bit so that your eyes like just get rid of all the light sources. Then when you start to activate your pineal gland, listen to the frequencies and the Qi coils, and you're gonna start seeing this light in the middle of your head. And it's gonna get brighter and brighter. It's a little bit like purple and also white. Okay, this is gonna happen. And you're gonna start saying, "Oh, what? Did I turn the lights off? Is there some kind of light? There's my phone on and leaking light into my my eye screen, or what do you call the eye shields, eye patch, whatever it is." And you're gonna open your eye patch, and everything's still dark. You put it back on, you realize, wait, this light is inside of my mind. It's inside of my eyes or something. So that's your pineal gland activated. Okay. And when you use our frequencies, you can activate that more because your pineal gland is the seat of your intuition, they call it. You can research more into this. Lots of cultures and religions, they talk about the pineal gland, especially in the in the Hindu or the Sikh tradition. And when you activate that, you're going to be able to enhance those abilities that you already have. Okay, right. Who taught you that have been life school? Who taught you that? I've been to life school. Life school. Okay. Who taught me what? Heart Math Institute. I'm just talking about the experiment. So I just read about that. Dimitri says, I used the telepathy frequency and anyone I thought of would contact you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so try this, okay? Try this. Use our telepathy frequency. We actually have a telepathy frequency. I have actually haven't tried it to contact people. And then put that person's, face in your mind and their name in your mind, and just visualize that person's face in your mind, and just visualize that person, you calling out to them, whispering in their ear, is like your name, and it's like call me, or text me, and then see if they actually gonna text you. Demisi says it works. Queen Evangeline, recommend time meditating per day to activate my pineal gland. Yes, of course. So I mean, that's what meditation is for, right? I mean, a lot of people use meditation to calm themselves and to reduce stress and to relieve burnout and to relax. But that's just a very basic, rudimentary level of meditation. Okay, if you start to get into higher, more advanced levels of meditation, you're using it to activate certain psychic centers inside of yourself to give you superpowers. And yes, it's going to take time to do it. And yes, you should be doing it every day if you're serious about doing this. But the good thing is if you have Qi coils and if you have our technology and our frequencies, it helps you get there a lot faster. I would say 50 to 100 times faster than without it. The thing is, a lot of people who want to meditate, they give up because they try so hard. They have so many thoughts, monkey mind. They can't focus. Actually, you're not supposed to focus, but they can't relax. They can't get into the state. They fall asleep, or they just have too many negative thoughts happening in their mind, and it takes them like maybe at least 6 months to a year just to get out of that and get into this state of what you call no mind, right? Where you are just observing and not judging anything. So you get into a state where you're in a basically like a trance, whereas you're just observing, you're not asleep, you're conscious, but you have no thoughts. You have no thoughts, you're conscious, and all you're doing is just observing. And what's happening, you're going from your, I think you're going from your frontal lobe into your parasympathetic nervous system. So for many people, they may never even get there. So, but with our frequencies and with our technology, guess what's happening? People are getting there within minutes. Some even instantly. So so if you want to get into those no mind states or those deep meditative states, our technology can help you get there a lot faster. If you're actively meditating, it'll help you get there a lot faster, a lot deeper, and not more profoundly. If you don't meditate, then you don't have to worry, right? It's just going to do it for you automatically. Okay, you don't even have to try. There's no effort involved. Yeah, J Don, you said you have the telepathy frequency. Yeah, try it out, and then on the next live, or you can post a comment or put a review on our website. Let us know how it works. Alicia, that's your problem. I try and meditate and I fall asleep. Are you lying down on the ground? Well, it's helpful to sit and meditate, because then you can't really fall asleep. But if you still fall asleep when you sit and meditate, then you're not really activating your energy, your breath. You're not really uh, making the energy rise up into your body. uh, and you're probably also too tired too. You may be too tired. So so um, your breath is very important also in meditating. So you use your breath to increase the energy and the electrical activity in your body, and to actually control your nervous system with your breath. Um, there's been a lot of documented science of how people are able to do that using breath to control their nervous system, to control their heart rate, control their brain waves. So if you're falling asleep, you need to breathe faster and deeper, because that's going to boost up your energy and make it harder for you to fall asleep. But if you keep consistently fall asleep, then you probably are just too tired and you just need to rest. Now, if you use our frequencies, what's going to happen is it's going to, some specific ones for meditation, it's going to give you this energy that's very fine. And it's going to, and then you'll be in a state where, like, you you don't feel tired. Your eyes are closed. You're completely relaxed, but you don't fall asleep. Okay, I don't know if you ever felt that way before. Um, like you feel very awake inside your mind. Your eyes are closed. You don't feel tired. You like feel very awake, but you're relaxed, and you're not focused on any one thing. Your mind is expanded and alive, but you are in a completely rested state. Okay. Sometimes when you use Qi Coils a lot, you may feel this like before you wake up, or you might wake up and your eyes are still closed and your mind is awake, but you feel so relaxed and calm and peaceful. Something like that. So, and doing more meditation can get you there. When you get that resonance in your body, and when you get that frequency and vibration in your body and mind, then you're going to start experiencing that. And that's a really nice state to be in. It's a very energetic state. Okay. And when you get, I do meditation every morning and I get into those states. So when I do that, my day goes incredibly well. Everything falls into place. I attract all the abundance I need. I attract all the people I need, all the resources I need. I solve all the problems I have. Even when any problems come my way, I overcome them quickly. Even if stressful situations occur, I don't get stressed, or I relieve my stress or eliminate stress quickly. I have a like I have abundant energy. I don't get tired. If I do get tired, I'm supposed to, because it's time to sleep. Okay, so if you have yeah, you got 3 kids. So if you have 3 kids, yeah, it's you need to rest, and it's so hard to balance it. So many mothers and moms are having such a hard time experiencing burnout, fatigue, and stress. And some of them, they quit their job or their business because they just can't handle it anymore. They just can't handle it because they have kids to take care of. They gotta, feed them, and you gotta wash everything, clean everything, and then you gotta worry about your mental health too. So, and then their physical health suffers too. So what's happening is, well, my solution, and the solution that everybody has been using, is just Qi Coil. Like, this will give you the root base, most foundational thing you need, which is energy. Okay, like if you had energy, it'll give you better mood. You can do all the things that you need to do: cook, clean, and feed, and do everything that you need to do, and work if you need to, and do it with happiness, do it with peace and joy, and still have extra to give to your kids, and your partner, emotionally too. So it can do it all because it's all about life force, right? If you have life force, you have energy, you can do all of those things. You can overcome stress easily. You won't be burned out. You have lots of energy to do all the chores you need to do and work, and you'll have emotional energy so that you can, you know, be there for emotionally for your kids and for your family, and be stay as the center of your family. because they all rely on you, right? If you stop working, then they don't have anything to eat, or they don't have, they're gonna get sick too. So you become like the core of the family, and this life force is gonna support you in a way that um, is gonna be your life. It's gonna be like your life force. Literally, it's gonna be your life force to give you your life, to have a real life, and have a joyous, happy, and productive life. Um, and then another bonus is that not only you will benefit from it, because you can just get this and just play it 24/7 in the house, maybe in the middle of the house. And even though it's got a 3 feet radius, it still has a little bit of effect as long as people are just in the house. So all your kids are going to benefit from it. All of the kids will increase their wellness. Your husband or your partner will also benefit from it. They will also get the energy from it, and also and de-stress, and have more creativity and have more productivity. Your kids will probably do better in school too, and have less anxiety and confusion. So there's so much benefit from having energy and frequency. And I think I cracked the code on that with Qi Coils. It's such a simple thing. You just turn it on. You don't have to meditate, right? So kudos to you to wanting to be wanting to meditate and to improve yourself and to manage your mental health, which is great. But the problem is that people are just so burnt out and so stressed and so tired they can't meditate, just fall asleep, or they just don't have time because they're so busy. So this is the probably the one of the only solutions that's the effortless. You just turn it on, and it's gonna do the work for you and transform your life for you. No more courses, no more meditation, no more exercise, unless you want to, right? Unless you need to, unless you do that already. But you don't have to pick up a new habit or force yourself, or rely on your willpower. So you're gonna be so thankful that you did start using cheat codes. Now, if you're still on the fence, so I read some messages of people they're still on the fence about cheat coils. By the way, it's only $400. You can finance these too, okay? But if you're still on the fence about cheat coils, just download our free frequencies. You can get 7 free frequencies on our website, usethechi.com. Okay, there's one of the links. It goes to a website. You sign in with the email, and then you get 7 frequencies. You can start using them, playing in the house, play it with headphones, play it on your phone, and then just let those help you. Let those improve you. There's one for regeneration, for energy, for sleep, for removing negative energy, which is great for stress and burnout. There's one for soothing, which is good for pain management. So just try those. If you're in fence, try out the technology before you buy. And if it doesn't work, then I guess it doesn't work, right? But if you start to feel different and start gain more energy and start to be in a better mood and start to de-stress, and things become easier for you instead of like surviving through every day, like grinding. You know what it means to be in the grind. Right? Grinding is like it's painful, right? And it's like, oh, I gotta do this, and it's painful going through every day, doing everything that you need to do. Well, when you start using our technology, things start to become easier. It's like literally things just become a lot easier for you. It's not a grind anymore. It's things because you just have the energy. You have this horsepower to go up that hill. So, um, is it still $10 a month for more frequencies? Yes. So it's $10 a month if you want to use 10,000 more frequencies, the Rife frequencies. So yeah, you gotta pay $10 a month, or it's like $60 a year. So if you want to buy the whole year, you pay $60. So it's like $5 a month if you buy the whole year. Which frequency I need to buy from you for addiction and cognitive thoughts? You don't have to buy any frequency from me, but you can start with the remove negative energy. Once again, that's like one thing that works for so many different things. Like when it comes to mental health, use a remove negative energy frequency. It's on my YouTube. It's also on that free app that I have. So just go download it. Use that. Now, if you need more, we actually have a addiction frequency. I think that's $40 or $50 or something like that. Okay. So just look for um, that on our site, G Life Store. You can find it. Do you have frequency to reduce high blood pressure? We do have frequencies for high blood pressure, and there are reports that it works for blood pressure, but I cannot make any claims that when you use it, that it will help you in your with your blood pressure because I can't make any medical claims. Like I can say about the mood, I can talk about the energy because they're not medical claims, right? I can talk about those things, but when somebody asks me about a specific medical thing, I have to mandatorily say that you know it's up to you. It may not do anything. I have to say that it may not do anything. It's up to you. Okay. Um, yeah, so many questions. So I kind of got sidetracked by what I was going to talk about. But I guess these are all good questions. So no problem. Um, so spirituality, frequency, and quantum physics. Okay. Yeah. So I think I cracked the code on self improvement. Okay. So no longer will you need to meditate. No longer do you have to exercise. No longer do you need to change your mindset because all those things are great. And if you can do those things and you're pursuing those things, that's great. Good job, for having that goal of improving yourself. But the problem with self improvement, ever since it was invented, let's say from Tony Robbins or something like that, is that it requires willpower. It requires effort. And what happens is what people they can only sustain effort for short periods of time or limited periods of time, which meaning like they can try meditating for a week or they can try exercising for a month or they try this or that. But they found that eventually something happens. They get sick, something happens at work, they get laid off, some trauma happens, and then it screws up their schedule, screws up their routine, and then they stop doing whatever it is that they started doing because life happens. Okay, so that's a problem. Why people are having a hard time improving themselves. So going to more courses, doing more of this, is only a temporary solution. Because you need to, it's like trying to get an airplane off the ground. You need a certain amount of jet fuel and energy in order to get the plane into the air. If you only have 50% of energy, you're just going to stay on the ground. And no matter if you only have 90%, it's still going to stay in the ground. If you have 99%, it still won't take off. You need this set amount of energy required to get your plane off the ground. Unless you hit that, what do you call you can call it the critical mass. That chain reaction is not going to happen in your life. So you need to build enough momentum. And so many of us are so down in the pits that it's almost near impossible to build momentum. We have negative momentum. Momentum is making us worse and worse every day. Every day is getting harder and harder. So when you have negative momentum, first you have to stop the negative momentum, then build the positive momentum. Think about how much willpower that takes and how much effort that's going to take. So that's why many people never change. Many people never improve themselves because there's just so much going against you. So I found a solution for it because now instead of relying on your own energy and your own willpower, this gives it to you. This gives you willpower. It gives you energy, and it's automatic and it's effortless. And you just turn it on. That's all you need to do. And it sounds too good to be true, but it's all based on science because this literally can change how your cells produce energy. Okay, scientifically proven that electromagnetic fields can help your cells produce ATP, which is a chemical that is like a currency for your body for producing energy. Okay, so we know that. Also, frequencies are proven scientifically to affect your mood and your brain. Okay, so we solve the two biggest problems: energy and mood, right? Which is solves the burnout problem. It solves the stress and burnout problem. So and it's so easy. You just turn it on. So is it too good to be true? No, it is scientific. You just have to start using it, and you're gonna be amazed, and you're gonna be very glad that you did. Queen Evangeline, I started intermittent fasting and give yourself discipline and energy. Yeah, so that's great. Intermittent fasting, a lot of people doing fasting, which is a good idea. And if you're doing that, using the Qi Coils, once again, is going to help you enhance that experience and get you your results even faster. I would say probably 5 times faster, at least 2 times faster. And what intermittent fasting does is basically eliminate a lot of the junk that we put in our bodies. First of all, eat less food, you have less junk in your body. Plus, when you fast, you're redirecting the energy that's going into digesting your food into other parts of your body that need it. Maybe your mind and maybe your brain, right? Are you able to program your own frequency? Yes, we have the ability to do that. So if you want to add a frequency, let's say you pick a number, you can use our website or our app to pick a number and to program your own frequencies into it in a sequence if you want, or just play one frequency at a time. Jay Don says, your calls are helping decades old brain trauma, asbestos exposure with diet exercise. That's great, Jay Don. Yeah, I heard your story. So you had brain trauma, right? Decades of brain trauma. So what do you think, which frequency, Jay Don, did you use that helped you most with brain trauma? Beast old wild. Do the Qi calls pulse or is the frequency steady? It depends on the program. Some of them pulse, some of them are steady, but most of them are steady. Actually, no. Actually, no. That's not true. It depends. Depends. Some of them pulse, some of them are steady. Okay. You're new here from Africa. Welcome. Wow, already did 63 minutes. That went pretty quickly. What is the inner circle? So they're for people who've used our Qi Coils for at least 30 days. Okay, you have to have a Qi Coil, use it for 30 days, and you understand the technology, understand how everything works, and you have the personal experience, and you want to take it to the next level, and you're ready for that, and you go through this application process. And if you get approved, then you can join in a circle and you get our most powerful frequencies for abundance attraction, manifesting, psychic ability, mind expansion. So basically, all the superhuman, all the high performance frequencies are in inner circle. And we only want to give it to people that we vet, because it's basically the amplifier of your person. So if you're a bad person, we don't want to amplify you 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, right? So we want to make sure that you're a good person before we start amplifying you. So that's what inner circle is. Okay. Jay Don says, I can remember things now. I can hike again. Brain frequencies, asbestos, lung, rife. Which brain frequencies? There's so many of them. Maybe you can email me or send me an Instagram message. Send me a direct message. I want to know exactly which ones you use for trauma, PTSD, because we're doing a clinical trial on that pretty soon. So if you can take a screenshot or something and show me what you're using, that'd be great. You're still experimenting. Only had my coils for 7 months. I wear them 24/7, except when I'm changing my resonant console. Yeah, so that's great. 7 months, you've been able to improve what you've had for decades. You're talking about like 50 years, right? Is that how long you had a brain issue for 50 years, or how many decades we're talking about? How often do I go live? I go live usually twice a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are at 6 p.m. PST. Does it cost money to be in a circle? Yes, there's a one-time fee. It is, it is for some it could be an expensive fee, but that's the price that will pay itself back many times over the course of your life. So there's a fee for it. Alicia says, "Sorry, I didn't meant to tag your name, Nick." Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you did. That's good. 51 years with asbestos and 45 years of brain injuries. Wow. Wow. And then you were able to heal that in 7 months. Was how soon did you start experiencing the healing? Like it didn't like you used it for 7 months, but how long did it take you to start knowing that you were healing, Jadon? Your 10-minute remove negative energy program is helping me a lot. Hey, real deal. Can you tell me how it's helping you specifically? Okay, so let me see if you're still here. Yeah, I can see you. Okay, so Texas was pretty good. Actually, it's really good. What I like about Texas is everything's so big. You have so much space there. So all the buildings and were huge. The place I was staying was huge, and it was really luxury and just very wonderful experience. I was basically working with Dr. Fab Mancini. I don't know, you guys may have heard of him. He's on TV a lot. He's a celebrity doctor. He used to be Dr. Phil's doctor, and he's also the used to be a president of Parker University. He's the head of one of the largest health and wellness chiropractic or groups in the world. And so I've been working with him. I was on his show. We were shooting for his health and wellness show, which is going to be out pretty soon. So I'm on one of those episodes as the frequency expert, and it looks like I'm going to be on more shows pretty soon, and I'm going to be doing more speaking and doing more appearances. So that's what happened. And I hang about out with him, did some business strategizing, had lunch, had dinner with his son, and his son is a very smart guy. So yeah, it was very productive. And I'm going to be traveling to Texas again in June for another event. And I'll probably be speaking in that event. It's going to have, I think, 300 people. J. Don says, I'm greatly improving, started sleeping, dreaming within weeks. Okay. About 5 months for hiking. And just recently, I noticed my memory has improved. That's great. So what do you mean hiking? So before you couldn't hike? What prevented you from hiking um, when you were sick? Like what was it? Was it a physical like you couldn't have the strength to hike, or was it your mind? You couldn't focus your mind or something like that. What prevented you from hiking? Should we focus on one health issue at a time, or can we alternate between mental health and physical? Well, the thing is, they're actually connected. So when you help one, it's going to help the other. So you don't need to worry about doing one or the other. You can just play one frequency for mental health, use that for 20 minutes. And then later on the day, you can, or even right after that, you can do one for physical health. You can do it in the same day. You don't need to worry about doing one thing at a time, like focusing on one thing at a time. Because what basically the Qi Coils can um, just be the one thing you need to do that can fix practically, I would say, everything. Okay, that um, you need, because traditional conventional medicine, they find a symptom, then they assign a disease to it, and then they prescribe this, pills and medication to treat the symptoms, right? And then, but it only works when they can, first of all, um, diagnose the disease correctly, right? So it's all about disease. Like there's so many hundreds of thousands of diseases, so it's all about diagnosing the right disease. Okay, so that's why when you go to different doctors, they might tell you a different thing. And also, when they find one thing, they probably found another underlying thing. Oh, you have this like issue, skin issue, but underlying that is an immune issue, autoimmune issue. Underlying that is some kind of psychological issue. Underlying that is another issue, right? Like DNA or blood or something like that. There's always some issue underlying another issue. That's a problem with diseases and with conventional medicine. They're just basically trying to, uh, you know that game whack a mole, right? They're trying to whack the whack a mole, and then when they whack one, another two come up, and they keep whacking the whack a mole. They keep coming up. So why not just turn off the machine, and the whack a mole stops coming up? So that's what the Qi Coil does. It just improves your health and wellness, and raises your frequency and energy to a level that basically it just makes it like nearly it makes it more difficult for you to get sick. And then everything just falls into place. It's like you pull a train, even if all the other train cars are all, pointing in different directions. When the train pulls, it's going to straighten up everything else behind it. So it's kind of like what Chi Quos do. It's going to straighten up everything else in your life. Everything's going to fall in place. Your mind, your body, and spirit, and maybe even finances if you work with me, um, and we work together on a business sense, it's going to improve. It's just one thing that can improve every aspect of your life. Does that explain, answer your question? That's a long answer to your question, Daniel, but I think it's important that you know that, um, you know, you just need that one thing. You basically boost your life force, and you don't need to worry about whether it's mental health to focus on or physical health to focus on. Is that you just do what there's one thing, there's one underlying thing that everybody needs, which is life force. And once you have that and you focus on that, then everything else is going to come to you. Okay, I know it's not directly related, but you know how the Bible says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you." Right? So you can say that the kingdom of God is like frequencies, okay, energy, and then when you just seek the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added to you. Okay, because everything we just talked about how everything in the universe is frequency, energy, and vibration. So if you just focus on that and improve your frequency, energy, and vibration, then your whole life will improve physically, spiritually, and mentally. Luck Boost frequency makes me feel very happy each time we play it. Thanks, Glyco. Yeah, that's true. Me too. You're playing the light frequency right now. This is the luck music. Is it true? A lot of rap music has sounds to lower our frequencies. Well, think about the emotions that go behind creating those rap music, right? Emotions are frequencies, right? So just think about the emotions that go into it. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hatred, a lot of jealousy, a lot of pride, in rap music. So it's not like the rap music itself is has bad frequencies. I mean, the music and the rhythm. If you just listen to the music, like the sound and the rhythm, they're very good rhythms. But if you listen to the words have frequencies behind them, not measurable frequencies, but they have emotional, connotations, right? They have psychological, associations with the words, and the emotional inflections in their voice when they're speaking those words affects you psychologically. So I don't even have to talk about energy, just on a psychological basis. They can subconsciously program you to have those same feelings, which is, the anger, resentment, jealousy, pride, greed, lust, all those things, right? So yes, and those are lower frequencies. So that's why I don't listen to rap music. Example is herniated disc and OCD. Yeah, so we have, frequencies for those. And anything that's negative can bring your energy frequency down. Well said. Thank you. Now, I know it's just me, but I like listening to classical music. I like listening to jazz. People think I'm kind of weird. Nobody listens to jazz anymore. So I play jazz piano. I'm a musician also by training, by education. So my taste in music is different from most people. And also, when you watch videos, like what kind of videos you're watching? Are you watching violent movies or lots of violence and gore and revenge style movies or dark movies, um, what kind of videos you're watching. So all that feeds into your subconscious and your conscious mind, right? Garbage and your subconscious doesn't know what's good or what's not. It's just going to process it, and it's just going to start to manifest that in your body, in your mind, and in your life. Jazz is the bomb. So is classical. Thank you. I'm not the only one that likes it. You got rid of your TV 4 years ago. It's been great. So yeah. So if those negative frequencies can program us for harm, and for lower frequencies, and for negative life experience, then obviously the opposite would be true. If you have the positive frequencies, if you watch these lives and you listen to me, then you're gonna get a positive programming of frequencies, and you're gonna start to experience better things in your life, and have a better experience in your life. You're gonna enhance and elevate your mood, and elevate your mind, your body and spirit. That's my job. That's my purpose, and my mission is to become a conduit and a vessel, and a person who can help other people, or help you if you're on this live, to achieve your full human potential, and whatever that may be. um, I'm here to help you achieve that. So whether you at a point in your life when you feel like you're sick, and you are in the shit, and you're depressed, and you're burned out, and you feel like life sucks, or you just have a trauma, or you can't get out of it, you feel stuck and frustrated, and just looking for a solution, looking for an answer, then we're going to get you back up to normal. Now, if you're already normal, you don't necessarily have any serious disease, or you don't necessarily have a serious trauma, or any huge problems in your life. You're doing quite well. Then take yourself even to a higher level to become superhuman, to raise your consciousness, so that you can help other people, right? So that you can help other people who need it. That you have Everybody has a talent, and has a story, and has a purpose to better humankind. And then for me, mine is in healing people, and mine is in inspiring people, and also helping people become more abundant. Why? Because I know what it is to be the opposite of those things, and I've been able to get out of those things and succeed. And it was a very tough journey, many years, many years, and there's lots of pain, lots of trauma, but I was able to overcome it using life force. That's what my book is about, Life of Qi. You're gonna read about my story, how I was able to use life force, I was able to use frequencies, Qi energy, to transform my life, and go from a shitty life into an awesome life. And then I'm here to help you do that. Okay? For those who are willing to listen, for those who are willing to learn, for those who are open minded and looking for a way, that's why I'm here. Okay? But if you're closed minded, you're not willing to learn, and all you want to do is just hate, and be skeptical, um, and be cynical, and just troll me, and be jealous, and be a hater, then you don't need to follow my accounts. You don't need to watch my lives. Please do not. Please go and listen to rap music. Okay? Life force. Can people not aligned in energies live in harmony? Probably not. If they're not aligned in energies, what do you mean by live in harmony? Like live together in the same house? Well, what's going to happen is they're going to start blending their energies together and eventually live in harmony, or they could just repel each other and they won't live in the same place again. Um, but usually, if they're not aligned, they usually go different directions. Okay, so I'm only calling out to people who are aligned with what I want to do. Okay, so I want to heal the world and do it together with people who want to also heal the world, heal themselves, and heal the world. By the way, you got to heal yourself first before you start healing the world. Okay, so who wants to heal themselves and then start healing the world? Okay, so if you're someone who wants to do that, then you're in the right place. Then you're in alignment with what I want to do. Okay, If you're not in alignment, then you're naturally not going to be watching this anyway. Okay, you're naturally going to be swiping this. You won't be here watching this right now, especially. Where do you have your office? Vancouver, Canada. Can one inspire to change? Of course. See, the thing with energy is that it is transferable, right? I mean, in science, obviously energy is transferable. You can charge a battery and charge it with energy, right? But frequencies are transferable. You can transfer your frequency to someone. Let's say somebody's in a bad mood. You can cheer someone up, right? That's a very simple way of transferring your emotions to somebody, cheering somebody up. Or if somebody is having a good day and you say something like a buzz killer, you can make them feel bad. You can lower their frequency, right? That's why they call it buzz killer. You lower their buzz, you lower their frequency. So yes, you can inspire. Um, if you are yourself inspired and you have a frequency that's strong enough, consistent enough, uh, that it is stronger than whatever the other person is, then you can affect someone else. Hope that answered your question. Okay, I'm going way over time. It's almost an hour and a half, but I guess I have a lot to talk about today because I wasn't here on Tuesday, so you guys get some extra David Wong time. What about MCs? What about MCs? In your book, does it have the frequency numbers for all the ailments and sicknesses and other ways in which you measure it can help person? You know what? You don't need a book. We have that on our website and it's free to search. We even have it on our app. So you just search it and you'll get the frequencies. You don't need the book. I don't need to write a book with a bunch of numbers in it. That is completely meaningless. Okay, my book is about the science of life force, about my personal story. Okay, about how you can transform your life and how I did it, and also all the scientific research, so that you know all this is not something I made up and it's some kind of woo-woo stuff. Okay, I gave you the real scientific evidence about what I'm talking about. That's what the book is. So that when you explain it to other people, they don't say, "Oh, you're woo woo. You're a quack and you're a psycho." You can actually show them the book and show them the scientific research. That's what the book is for. Okay. If you want the frequency numbers, you don't have to buy any book. We have them for free. You can search for any of these sicknesses and ailments, and it will show you all the numbers. It's on our website, usetheqi.com. Okay. And you can sign up for free. You can use that service. A lot of people don't even know that. Real Deal says, I'm having a lot more positive thoughts. Things that people do not do are not bothering me. My mood is getting a lot better. Yeah, that's right. Very good. You become like unshakable when you use these frequencies. Like people start saying bad things or people do annoying things. Sometimes when you're in a bad mood and when you're tired, when people do annoying things, you snap, right? Because, like, not snap the fingers, but you snap your mind and you get angry. It's because your resilience level is very low. So what happens when you start listening to our frequencies? You build your resilience level really high. So when people annoy you, even if they directly attack you or indirectly attack you, it doesn't affect you anymore. Is that interesting? So that's what we have. What this Real Deal here says that. Going back, so the coils are highly magnetic. I have read a lot about the healing effects of magnets. Yeah, so they are not magnetic, they're electromagnetic. So that's why you plug them into our technologies to convert the frequencies into electromagnetic field. So they're not just magnets. It's coils that make magnetic fields. How many years have you used the coils? Do you suggest using them all the time? So Demisi says she's been using coils for over a year and have them on almost all the day, all day. So how many? I've been using it since I created them, so 5 years. Danielle, thank you for your amazing invention. I'm grateful I found you and your product excited to start. Yeah, I'm excited to have you start using them and hearing your success story. The new age of healing. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Thank you very much. If you have questions, just contact our support team. We're 7 days a week. and we have a lot of people on our team that can help you. If you want to book a consultation, you can do so. Go to usetheqi.com, this website up here, usetheqi.com. You can go there, you can learn about Qi Coils. There's a link about the science, there's a link to reviews, there's a link to comparisons to other technologies. Um, there's a link to my book. Make sure you grab my book. It's only $1. Okay, you can learn about it. It's only $1, and it comes with a free frequency for pineal gland activation. It's completely free. It's like basically like a $50 package. It has the has my audio book also. It's like a $50 package for only $1, so you can get that. You can grab that on usetheqi.com. You can also sign up for that website for the 7 free frequencies, and you can use it to search um, 10,000 different bright frequencies, and it's going to show you all the numbers, so you don't have to use any book to get these numbers. It's all on the website. It's all free. Okay, and then we also have Qi Coils, and right now we're giving away bonuses with Qi Coils. You get this free um, neck strap or lanyard, and you also get a free therapeutic magnet with every Qi Coil purchase. Okay, so that's a special bonus that we're giving away. All right, so thanks for coming, and then I'm gonna be back on Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Make sure you don't miss it. Tell your friends, and this is gonna be reposted on YouTube and on Instagram. Make sure you forward that to your friends, comment and like, and help support this channel and support me. Okay, so thank you very much. Use the Qi and prosper.